No, I've done nothing like this before.
A bit nervous to see what's in store.
Really quite a rare opportunity.
100 Australians, 100 perspectives, one challenge. Finding uncommon ground on housing reform to give Australians a fair go at housing.
Feeling actually quite hopeful that this group of people might help break the kind of gridlock that we have around housing.
I feel like the housing issue is difficult to solve. No one wants to pull in the same direction.
This is personal for me. My family and I have struggled with homelessness.
From an Indigenous perspective, I think it's really important that we have someone here to be able to voice our concerns and our issues that we face.
Australia's housing crisis is at a tipping point. The system is broken and political gridlock has stalled progress. But could everyday Australians find a way forward?
The reason we chose housing for our first amplification is Australians have consistently told us that this is an issue they really, really care about. So it involves governments at a national level, a state level, a local level. It's very complex, it's very nuanced, and it really lends itself to solutions coming out of a really deliberative process like this.
The 100 were picked through a process called sortition or democratic lottery.
Went out, posted out, thousands of people put their hand up, and then from that we stratified on a range of factors, where they live, age, housing tenure, education, socioeconomic status. So what you've got in the room today is a real microcosm of Australia in one room.
So we have got some of the biggest ideas from the country's leading experts when it comes to housing reform. And today they've given up their time to come and share that with the community and really put those reform ideas to the test.
Each proposal is put to the test, with proponents making their case and challengers rigorously examining its strengths, exposing risks, and ensuring any compromises are fully understood. The goal isn't quick fixes or the loudest voice. It's finding solutions that stand up to scrutiny and work for the long run.
I'm very hopeful for the process. Deliberative democracy is something that's happening all over the world. It's not just policy geeks talking about great ideas that are going to change the country. Politicians will pay more attention if they hear that everyday people are interested in these ideas and are actually behind them.
We often spend a lot of our time talking with experts, talking with government, and this is a chance to talk with real people about reforms that we think will make Australia a better place.
The Australians involved in this weekend are better informed. Here they get a chance to ask the questions from the experts from both sides. So ultimately, democracy has to decide.
Understanding complex reforms is one thing, but all of us, when we walk into a room on any issue, bring all of our lived experience and all of our emotional experience into that conversation as well.
We did arrive as individuals. We did arrive with our own biases or views on the world. And very quickly what's occurred is that through listening and accepting other people's experiences, it's enabled people to really morph their thoughts and be more accepting of ideas that they initially thought they were going to strongly oppose.
I did come in with some preconceived strong ideas, and I'd like to see that my mind's been changed on a couple of things.
A couple of reforms sway me, to the other side.
There was a couple at the table that are landlords. They helped me understand a little bit about that landlord side, which I was only guessing.
Talking to some of the younger people about how they see their future. They don't ever see themselves owning our own home. I think that's really scary.
I had an older gentleman actually pull me to the side yesterday and said, "Thank you so much. I've never heard the younger generation's perspective, and the way that you guys were able to explain it has made me look at this in a whole different light."
It's been an intense weekend filled with expert insights and in-depth discussions. They've worked together in groups. Now it's time for each participant to make their own decision.
Amplify is a place where we can bring together 100 representative Australians, spell out what it is that we want to do to build the cities of tomorrow, and we're really excited to see what the results are.
There is a clear message in all of it. It is build, build, build in terms of where we've landed.
Now, as they reflect, the real measure of this process is not just the ideas they've considered, but how their understanding has changed.
One of the coolest things that I found about this was the sense of community that I felt in terms of how many compromises I saw people willing to make.
I learnt that I don't have to be a bystander and accept that things are the way that they are, and I can make a difference, and that's really important.
Over days of debate and discussion, perspectives evolved. With access to experts and the lived experience of fellow Australians, participants didn't just defend their own views, they challenged them.
Australia as a whole will benefit a lot from having conversations like these, having people in the same room, different lived experience, just having a good conversations and listening to one another.